is the Providence, Rhode Island-born Andre Sухamtat's 6th UFC appearance, tied for 3rd most in terms of the knockdowns in bantamweight history. So 6 knockdowns in 5 UFC fights coming in. 20th pro fight overall, Joe. He has never been finished.
He's a wild man. He's a very fun guy to watch. He's got outstanding power in his right hand, highly aggressive as a striker, and he's had some good experience inside the octagon. The stoppage of Luke Sanders is probably the biggest victory of his career. He fought the up-and-coming Sean O'Malley and lost to him.
Right.
But that's great to see. That's great experience as well. He's someone certainly to keep an eye on in this division and seems to be getting better with every outing.
For as good as the right hand is, the reason the right hand lands is because of that jab. I mean, in the fight against Alejandro Perez, he knocked him down 3 times with a jab. And that type of power that Sухamtat carries is not something you see a lot in such low weight classes. And he has outstanding takedown defense, 75%. And I believe he's going to need it tonight against Jackson. I did a clinic for Ben Askren in Milwaukee once, and Jackson was in the clinic with all the kids. So this guy's a wrestler, and he's always willing to learn. Sухamtat's going to need that defense if he wants to land that power.
Great knees and kicks from Andre Sухamtat, who was offered several college soccer scholarships, but ultimately he entered the workforce to support his now late son, who passed at 9 months old due to a rare genetic skin disease. He now has 2 other sons, Benson and Parker, and Father Sухamtat will try to do them proud tonight. Well, Joe, there's a lot of respect already on the name Montel Jackson, rightfully so. He's 7-1 coming off a big win last December in LA. A Darce choke to get Brian Kelleher out of there. That was the biggest win of his career, and he'll try to keep the momentum going tonight. Yeah,
he's a really exciting young guy. He's 26 years old, and as DC said, the guy's got some wrestling skill, which could be a big factor in this fight. He also has some spectacular submissions, as you see him here securing this beautiful Darce choke. He's a talented man, and when you see a talented man like Montel Jackson, you want to see how he fights against a guy like Andre Sухamtat. This is the kind of fight you want to see at this stage of both of these young men's career.
Yes, you always come to this point where you have these prospects that have to go past each other to get to the veterans. This is the moment for Sухamtat and Jackson. Now, Jackson's a guy that says, look, man, everybody talks about championships and the love of the game and all this other stuff. He said, but why would you do something for free as you can get paid for it? Right. So don't listen to all the nonsense of all these guys. What I like most about Jackson, though, he's just like me. He said he's eating at every restaurant in Milwaukee. He's a foodie, just like I'm a foodie. And my food of choice is the fried chicken in Atlanta. It's phenomenal, boys.
Well,
it's been phenomenal.
And he's a foodie, and maybe that's why when Joe Rogan stuck a mic in his face after the Kelleher win, he wasn't in a mood to celebrate because he had missed weight for that fight, got ahead of it this time around. And there will come a time when Montel Jackson fights when we won't tell you that he has bigger hands than Francis Ngannou.
But this won't be that time.
This will not be that time because he fights at 135 pounds, 130 pounds south of Ngannou. And this man has bigger hands, uses length very well on the feet and the floor. And if you care about the Vegas odds, he is the biggest betting favorite tonight at -600 against the +425 underdog, Andre Sухamtat. Very interesting bantamweight fight. We shall see how it plays out. Your tail the tape for Montel Jackson and Andre Sухamtat. You see Jackson 26, Sухamtat is 30. 1 inch the difference in height, far more pronounced, of course, in reach, where Montel Jackson will have a 5.5-inch advantage. All right, now for the particulars. Back inside of Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC bantamweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 13 wins, 6 losses. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 136 pounds. Fighting out of Woonsocket, Rhode Island, Andre the Asian Sensation Sухamtat. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 7 wins, 1 loss. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 136 pounds. Fighting out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Montel Quick Jackson. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Jason Herzog.
Jason Herzog, busy man early here tonight. Brooklyn Wren getting us started for round one of a possible three. Montel Quick Jackson. 8-1 as an amateur, 7-1 as a pro, taking on the UFC tested Andre Sухamtat, first fighter of Laos descent to be signed by the UFC. Sухamtat is in blue, Montel Jackson is in gray.
It's always interesting when you watch a guy that carries power like Sухamtat, how heavy they stand on their feet, how flat-footed they are, because they're trying to generate the type of power to land those types of strikes. It's always interesting to see it right away.
Jackson trains under Jake Clipp, Solo Acosta, and Zach Otto out of Pura Vida in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Very nice straight left there by Jackson. And I like the discipline that he's showing with his striking, long with his jab, long with his straight left. Very aware that Sухamtat has that excellent jab himself, and he's staying on the outside.
The one thing that'll help Jackson a lot in this fight is that Sухamtat has that great jab. But because he's a southpaw, it really does make the jab a lot harder to land, because it's all about foot position at that point. And Jackson is the one that's taking the outside foot on Sухamtat. Outside foot position, I'm sorry.
Nice land with the right hand for Montel Jackson.
There it is.
Every time Jackson throws that left hand, watch him step outside first. Make sure that Sухamtat's right down the pipe so that he can land that straight left hand.
There's that nice jab again. He's really popping him with that jab. The best way to fight a guy with a great jab is to have a good jab your own. It disrupts it, messes with the timing.
As you watch your screen at home, look at the right foot of Montel Jackson. Watch before he attacks, Joe. Watch what he does. See it?
Right there.
He always steps right outside of Sухamtat to make sure that he's in the striking range. Sухamtat has to change that. He has to be the person that's winning the foot position.
Jackson's coaches, his manager, Jason House, really believe they might have a future champion on their hands. He certainly gets Vegas's respect.
Well, what a wolf's den that division is now.
Top 25 at 135 pounds, as deep as any UFC division.
That's the thing about Jackson, though, that patience in the striking, the patience in the wrestling. It's one of the, I mean, not a knock on him, but it's one of those things, right? When you're so talented and you're a plus 600 favorite, do you put it on a guy a little bit earlier, being that you're supposed to win, you know, you're supposed to go after him a little bit more aggressively, but he's always carries that demeanor, that real laid-back, smart approach demeanor.
Yeah, very technical, very tactical, not doing anything dumb. Good defense all around.
Jackson's also got a wrestling base. He started his MMA training the summer. Wrestling was dropped from the Olympics. Nice knee to the body from Andre Sухamtut.
Oh, he stung him with that left hand.
That was a nice combination there.
Montel looking for the takedown here now.
He needs to change off to a single. Yep, this is his approach to takedown. Step over the leg, run the pipe. He's got to run it. Oh, he's going to lift, step through the middle. Good takedown by Jackson.
Beautiful.
So Jackson finishes his first takedown with about a minute to go here in round one.
Sухamtat's doing a really good job of pulling him up with that
really
overhook.
Nice, yeah. And that could be big for Sухamtat. Not that he's going to win the round necessarily, right? But to not spend the final minute of it on your back.
Yep.
Jackson with the significant strike advantage, unofficially 15-7 thus far.
Just showing an ability to get back to your feet, Gets thrown to the underhook side there by Jackson. And again, if you're Sukhamthat, you want to get up. You want to show him that even though he secures takedowns, he can't hold you down.
Do you do that, though, when you even attempt it with 10 seconds to go?
You got to get up.
Hang on.
Really? You know, yeah, just because you don't want to leave that impression. You know, like you want to build at the end of a round. You know, every time I think of that, I think about the fight with Alexander Gustafsson. I was winning. I was on top the whole time. But he got up and he may have landed 2 strikes. And it gave him energy as he went into round number 2. And then he won that round from me because he just built off of that one positive thing.
Here you see the right hand, then boom, a beautiful left hand. That was probably the best left hand by Jackson in that round. And here you see the outstanding takedown. And here's the final takedown. Tripped into side control.
Because I believe he's tired. He's not giving anything once he gets to the ground, which means he's resting, okay? So we need to make sure we know where we're fighting from and get back to the middle. You're in range to throw that right hand. Right hand outside kick, left hand inside kick. I want you to start going over that shoulder. Looks great. Okay? Get one more shot. Very nice. All right, buddy. Let's go. Let's go.
Fight fans, shop for your favorite fighters' Fight Night collection and more at UFCstore.com. Men's, women's, kids stuff, you name it. We got it. Open 24/7, UFCstore.com, where real UFC fans shop. And I'm told DC's Fight Night collection is still available, in case you want that one.
I got a friend in the back that buys it all, John. Yeah, I got a buddy named Jimmy. He buys it all.
Montel Jackson in gray, Andre Sukhamthat in blue. The Sukhamthat corner, David Keefe, believes that Montel Jackson's a little bit fatigued. I didn't necessarily see it.
Yeah, they're just trying to pump him up.
Yeah.
I mean, Montel looks fantastic to me.
Yes.
And there you see just very technical in his defense. Not going to get caught with anything silly. Sukhamthat just looking for that opening, just can't quite solve the riddle that is Jackson's pace and distance.
And more often than not, when Sukhamthat has landed, he pays for it with the Jackson counter.
Jackson just landed a really good left knee.
You see there the distance. Sukhamtat's having a problem with the distance. Sukhamthat definitely could use more of that. In that southpaw to orthodox position, at least it does open up that back power kick.
Yep.
I'd like to see him throw more of those. Throw him to the arms, throw him up high, throw him to the legs. There he goes again. I mean, he's got to do something that gives him an option at distance because he's been coming up short with so many of his punches.
And he's stuck at range.
Yes.
Jackson's done a really good job of keeping him at range.
Yep, right there. But at least at this distance, the kicks are there. I mean, he should clearly hide them behind some punch attempts, but he's got to be a little bit more creative and a little harder to read in his attacks. See, these are never going to get to Jackson, or he's going to have a very hard time unless Jackson makes a mistake. The punches are so short, and Jackson's just too good at distance.
Back to the fence now, under 3 minutes to go. We'll see if Jackson tries to take Sukhamthat down for a third time tonight.
Yep, he was going to spin there. Good call by the coach.
Good left hand over the top by Jackson. Montel just looks very comfortable in there.
Sukhamthat sitting back, waiting to counter, not working off of a jab. Nice head movement there by Montel Jackson.
Pop that jab.
Ooh.
Beautiful. Oh, big shots. Big shots by Jackson. Sukhamtat's firing back, but Jackson. Oh
Big
my
left
goodness.
hand. 2 minutes.
Montel opening up.
Oh, just opening up on him now.
Woo.
I don't know what he saw or what happened. That's making him
Big right from Jackson. Sukhamtat's got a hell of a chin. As we mentioned, he's never been finished. This is his 20th pro fight tonight.
Hey, pass that to right here. Get that grip.
That's uncharacteristic of Montel. It's almost like he just decided to make it exciting.
I don't know if Montel thought he hurt him or what, but to just go at that clip for a good 30 seconds is a little bit different in the fight strategy of a Montel Jackson. Coach is calling for him to grab that backside hand, pass it through to his right arm.
Get that wrist when he turns hard.
He wants him to grab his wrist across his back.
Keep working here, guys.
Once he takes that, then it takes all defense from Sukhamthat on that side of his body.
Nicely done there as Jackson gets a takedown here late round 2.
That leg post that he's doing is beautiful. I mean, he did it to the underhook side the first time, did it to the overhook side on the second time. He's just tricking Sukhamthat with different approaches to the same technique.
Jackson very efficient with the offensive wrestling tonight, 3 for 4 on the takedown attempts. Sukhamthat trying to control posture here with guard closed.
Hey, hand on the face and drop your elbow. Tell him. Hand on the face and drop your elbow.
Jackson getting commands right in front of his corner.
Keep driving forward. Let's go. Go find that wrist. Go find that wrist. Work it again. Yeah. Work the right hand. 10 seconds. Just call some damage. Make him see it. Make him see it. Yeah.
See, now he's caught that arm. You see that his coaches were asking for this before. Now he's beating him on that side of the body. Sukhamthat can't block. But he just wasn't in a position to generate enough power to go finish. But if you're Jackson, you recognize that. You try to go back to that early in round number 3.
Now, DC, if you're Sukhamtat's corner, what are you telling him right now?
That you got to just keep going. I mean, you can't stand on the outside. You got to defend takedown and take some risk. You got to take some risk in round 3, or you're going to lose this fight.
I need you to bounce and jump in, jump out. One or the other. Hey, this is it, buddy. I believe you can win this fight. I think you can knock this guy out. He's playing your game plan, and he's trying to take you down at 1 minute left or so and trying to win.
DC, I know you lauded the wrestling efforts of Montel Jackson. That was his first martial art. He's putting it to good use tonight.
Yeah, right here you see him lift his underhook just to get his leg clear. Pause it. Right here. Watch. See that knee right there? That is what he's going to use to take Sukhamthat over it. Let it roll. Right there. Boom. That's to the underhook side. Now let's go to the next round. Right here. Pause it. Now he's going to the overhook side on here. And then look, the overhook right here. Same exact technique, but just to the opposite side. He's able to trick Sukhamthat with the same technique, just going to the opposite side of the overhook and the underhook. Great job by Montel.
All right, round 3. Andre Sukhamthat has some work to do here against Montel Jackson. And again, Jackson's hands are sharp. And immediately moves his head defensively off of that center line.
That jab is a thing of beauty. Oh, what happened?
Looked like a groin strike, and Jason Herzog will now
I know it was an accident.
intervene.
Oh, he had his hand up. Take your time. I know it's an accident while he had his hand up. No problem. Yeah. You got a little time. It's okay. Just roll to your knees. Maybe we get you on all fours, then slowly start building up, okay? It'll help. What do you say we
Catching a
try?
little breather here as well.
Our hands and knees
Yep,
here.
and I don't know if I'm Jackson. I don't know if I'm just squatting there in that position. I want to stand tall because that's what you're used to. You don't want to just be kind of sitting. Just in this position here, you're sitting and kind of messing with the flow of the blood in your legs. Stand tall or sit all the way on the ground where your knees aren't bent. Like that, holding your weight. Yep, just right there.
When you're ready.
Yeah, let the blood flow through the legs. Don't put yourself in a compromised position
I know
there.
it was an accident. Just be careful of those shots. Yeah? You guys ready? Let's go.
That's some good insight, DC. Andre Sukhamthat not taking much of the allotted 5 minutes to recover. 30 seconds gone by here, round 3.
Sukhamthat looking for a takedown. Look at this.
Nice.
Crazy.
Oh, he got elevated. He got elevated. That's exactly what Mueller didn't do right last fight. She didn't elevate with the legs, and he ends up in the mount position.
And this is where Montel Jackson is very dangerous. We'll see if he can get his ground strike game going.
This is a terrible place for Sukhamthat to be. Montel just beating him up here.
And look at Montel not taking full mount. He's taking 3/4 mount. Now he goes full mount. Look, goes back to 3/4. He keeps his leg in the middle so that his knee is on the opposite side of Sukhamthat to give him only one way to turn, and that's to his belly. Watch as Sухamtат tries to turn back to the other side. Montel's going to just slide his knee right across. Montel missed his opportunity there. You got to just let that knee float. He let Sухamtат recover half guard. You hear the coaches calling for it, 3/4 mount. He should have stayed 3/4 there. Now Sухamtat's got him locked in. Look at Sухamtat's legs. Now, it doesn't seem like he's doing much to hold you in position there, but it's a very difficult position to get ground strikes off.
Yeah, he was in the lockdown for a little bit, but he's out of it now. He's got to slide his leg out. Montel does.
Oh. Saw that uppercut.
Nice.
Oh, he's got that backside arm now.
He's got it trapped again. If he can really free up that leg so he can generate some power, this could be terrible for Sухamtат. And with the size of Montel's hands and the strength that he has with them, very difficult. Oh,
more attack. Yep.
Jackson softening up. Sухamtат with the body strikes, and then we'll see if he goes back to try to isolate that arm.
Beating those ribs up. He missed the arm.
What did Herzog say to him? He said defend himself. They would stop a fight from that. A guy punch you in the belly like that. Have you ever seen a fight get stopped like that?
Not that I can remember.
No, like just getting punched in the body there. I've never seen.
Didn't Yoel Romero stop somebody with elbows to the body once?
I mean, I don't know, man.
I think he did. If I remember correctly, I think it was the fight where Yoel stopped someone. He had him turtled up, and he was just elbowing him in the body, and they stopped it.
Jackson still controlling that right wrist of Andre Sухamtат as we come up on 2 minutes in our third and final round.
I mean, how crazy is the size of his hand?
It's nuts.
And he's so long, he should try to gain some posture so he can get some real damage off on Sухamtат. Because right now, it's going to be little peppering shots that aren't going to take too much of an effect on him.
Yeah, and he should really try to get out of this mount of the guard position. Let go of that thing and just pass.
Yep.
But he's kind of in love with that handcuff position. All right, now he's let it go. 90 seconds, get that knee in between, in the crotch, posture up, get out of that position. He's so superior as a grappler. He really should be making an effort to get to a dominant position rather than trying to get off minimal damage, doing it again.
He went right back, went right back to the wrist control.
But it's not being effective in terms of the amount of damage he's able to generate. There's a good shot, but he was much better when he was in the mount, and I think he can get to the mount again. I think he's a superior grappler, especially now that there's these brief moments where the guard's wide open, and he should be able to posture up, disengage for a brief second, get some pressure left or right, and move to a better spot.
Or if he wants to stay here, he's got to find a little bit of posture to generate some power when he's throwing down those strikes.
Herzog calls for some more action on the ground. 40 seconds now to go.
Or just hammer fists. Hammer fists look much more damaging sometimes than they truly are.
Sухamtат once again showing you his toughness, proven to be a hard guy to put away.
Sухamtат with an armbar attempt.
Oh, he's going triangle slam.
Oh, good job by
Got his guard pass.
Nice. 20 to go.
Oh,
hammer fist. Montel can finish this fight if he really gets free.
Couple knees to the body for good measure down the stretch for Montel Jackson, who dominates from horn to horn tonight against Andre Sухamtат.
And here's these beautiful takedowns that DC described. Look how he gets behind him with that right leg. Beautiful right into side control. There's a knee to the body and a left hand behind it. Left hand over the top. Beautiful left hand right on the chin. Really snapped the head back of Sухamtат. There's a nice right hand by Montel. Left hand down the pipe. I mean, what I was really impressed with is his control of distance, particularly using that right jab. I mean, Montel Jackson's right hand was just on point tonight. Look at this beautiful reversal from the takedown by Sухamtат. Got into mount position, landed some real good ground and pound. Just an overall very impressive performance by Montel Jackson.
Yeah, clean effort out of Montel Jackson tonight. His coaches have worked hard with him to use that length, and he did so with great effect here tonight. Jackson trying to make it 2 consecutive wins here in this UFC bantamweight division. There aren't that many 135-pounders that are going to be able to match this frame. It's hard to think of a guy at 35 who has this combination of size in terms of length and height. We'll see. Bruce Buffer making his way up the stairs. It would appear to be a formality here as Montel Jackson dominates Джексон-Сухамтат. Buffer now with that official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges score the contest 30-26, 30-27, and 29-27 for the winner by unanimous decision, Montel Quick Jackson.
Montel Jackson cashes as a -600 favorite tonight. He improves to 8-1 as a pro.